All right. Hello, Cindy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. It's great to meet you. And we are looking forward to coming to Springfield this weekend. I've never been to Springfield, so we're pretty excited about it.
It's the land of Lincoln. It's very exciting.
Well, I heard that my parents are actually taking a motorhome up there and visiting for the week. So they told me all about it. So I don't get that luxury, unfortunately.
They'll love
Uh,
it. There's tons of historical sites here. So if you're any type of a history lover or Civil War buff, it has a lot of that kind of thing here.
yeah, I'm going to try and squeeze a little bit of time in while I'm there for sure. The Phil Collins production is coming to the Sangamon Auditorium, as you know.
Yes, very exciting. I've heard it on the radio on several spots. So I've heard it on the local radio stations.
Awesome, that's great. Well, so we're coming, and not only do we have this fabulous production, but it's been important to us to kind of, in the spirit of Phil Collins. I've been the biggest Phil Collins fan since I was a young kid, and Another Day in Paradise was actually one of the very first songs that I got the nerve to sing in front of an audience. I've been playing drums since I was 3 years old, but it took me that long to come out and actually get in front of a drum kit and sing to an audience. And Another Day in Paradise was one of the very first songs I sang. And I've been singing it ever since. And my dad was actually the one who taught me to play drums. And so I used to play drums for my dad. And every year, my dad would play charity shows for the local hospice back in Bolton, where I'm from. And so charity and giving back and doing things for people in need has always been important to me. And so when we had this opportunity with the Phil Collins experience, we took full advantage, and everybody was on board on doing everything we can in every city to go and try and raise money, just like Phil Collins did with Another Day in Paradise and everything else he did. I mean, the guy's raised millions of dollars throughout his career. We can't do that, but we're going to try and do what we can because every penny counts, right? So,
Absolutely.
so I was looking online in Springfield and to see who we could kind of bring on board and support and try and raise some money for. And what I saw, what caught my eye with Contact Ministries was the fact that you work with women and women with children. Which is, it doesn't get any better than that. So I wondered if you could tell me a little bit more about what you do there at Contact Ministries.
Well, Contact Ministries is a local organization. We're not part of a chain or anything like that. We are just local to Springfield. We were founded 41 years ago by 5 local churches to be like a clearinghouse originally for people would call the churches. They need rent and utilities and food, and they wanted to make sure that they were serving the community well and not being taken advantage of. And so that's kind of how these local churches started Contact Ministries. But over the years, about over 25 years ago, we started a women with children shelter. And then 6 years ago, we started an emergency shelter. So we have 2 shelters inside of our building. One is emergency, just as you think, it's for emergencies. So that can be for single women and women with children of all ages. And people always say, what does that mean of all ages? There are certain restrictions if you take state or federal funds that you can only take boys up to the age of 12. And so we take no state or federal funds for our emergency shelter, so we can take boys up to the age of 17. And then we will work with a local men's shelter once a boy becomes an adult, that they can stay there. We also work with that shelter if we have families. So we keep the women and children, and this our shelter, which is catty corner from our location, keeps the adult men. And so that is our emergency shelter. Then we have, as I said, our transitional program, which is a 6-month program for women with children. So you must have children to be in our 6-month program.
Right.
And that 6-month program is just what it says. It's an intentional program. We have life skill classes, which meets every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to noon. They get basic life skill classes: how to get a job, how to keep a job, parenting, nutrition, things like that. Just basic life skills that maybe somewhere along the way they've missed. They also get weekly case management to help them with goals, paying off old bills or old utility bills that's keeping them from getting into their new place, or if they have evictions that they have to pay off. And so that is an intentional program. So we have two types of sheltering. As I said, our emergency shelter, which is just as it sounds, for an emergency. And then we have our long-term program, which really is a very intentional program that helps get people back on their feet. And if someone completes our 6-month program, they're 80% likely never to be homeless again. So we're really proud of work that we do with that. But it is, I always say it's an intentional, tough program. It's a little bit like a boot camp. It's very intentional because we're trying to break old habits and start new habits that will help them be secure for their children.
That's amazing. And so, and you rely on obviously charitable donations to keep that going.
Oh, absolutely. Without that, we receive less than 6% state and federal funds. So the rest is all private donations of churches, businesses, just people in town who believe in what we're doing. And of course, who want to help their community, and women and children. And women and children are always the most vulnerable in our society. And so obviously that is where our focus is.
Well, that just your explanation has got me even more excited about doing whatever we can to help in our small way. But and I can tell you on behalf of everybody at the Phil Collins Experience, to a man, everybody's excited about just giving back in general and doing everything we can, and it gets people fired up to do the show and to know that we're helping people at the same time. And we can't wait to get the t-shirts out there and make sure you have one. And I assume you're coming to the show?
Yes, I am.
You'll be at the show. All right. Well,
so I will be there, but yeah, we're very excited. And I just think this gives us just obviously more exposure. And I think it makes people think of us. And so we appreciate that. And not only the night that you're talking about them, but as they go in the future, when they want to give and volunteer, then they'll obviously Google us and think of us first. So we appreciate that.
I can't wait to have you there, to be recognized for the good work that you do. And don't be surprised if I drag you on stage for a second just to introduce you.
No. Well, I have to speak.
Because you deserve it. No, you don't have to speak if you don't want to.
Okay, as long as I don't have to. Oh my goodness, that makes me nervous.
No, don't be nervous.
I always say that I can talk about Contact Ministries. I love to talk about them, and it's easy for me. But at the same time, to have a microphone, I'm like,
No, I just think it's important for the people in Springfield to know exactly what you do and to appreciate what you do, and because I do, and I'm just thrilled, honestly, to be.
So much, we appreciate it. So.
Yeah.
And
well,
then,
we'll.
Something that I wanted to tell, because I know that you're doing some promotions, just helps as we're going along. But it's something that whenever I speak or I do anything, I always tell people, one bed for one night, it costs $10.50.
Okay.
So I like to know that. And then one bed for a week is $73.50. But I always like the one bed for one night, because you think, what can I do? Well, Starbucks is $10.50. Panera is $10.50. And so when you think of that, you think, well, I don't have that kind of, when you think of people giving, you think big amounts. But what people don't understand is that $10.50 will buy someplace a bed for a night, will give somebody a place to stay for the evening. And so I always like to share that with anybody. And I always like to tell that information, because I just think it's so important, but I just think it makes it real of what we do and how every little penny, as you said, counts, but every donation is important to us.
It is, and every penny of profit that comes from somebody buying a T-shirt is going to go directly to Contact Ministries, and so that's a night and a half probably, and maybe 2 nights of stay for somebody, and then obviously, and they can just give donations if they don't want a T-shirt. They can just give donations as well, and that's every penny counts, like you said.
Yes.
So.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys coming.
It's our pleasure, honestly. I can't wait. The team can't wait, and we'll be there, and I'll see you guys on Saturday. Phil Collins production is coming to Springfield, Illinois. We're excited to be at the Sangamon Auditorium on Saturday, April 27th, and showtime 8 p.m. We're also going to be selling T-shirts that we're going to donate those funds directly to Contact Ministries. Every penny of profit goes to Contact Ministries, and you can help people get a bed for the evening and do a good thing for somebody. So we're excited to be involved with that, and we're excited to put on a great performance for you on Saturday night.